Okay, so I am driving down to the salon right now. I actually just finished a work day, but I am leaving for IBS, Las Vegas, the hair show, in a couple of days, and I really need my roots done, and I don't have any other time to do it, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go down to the salon tonight. I know it's gonna be dark, not a big deal. So I thought I would take you along for me touching up my hair. But also, I thought while I did that, it would be fun to share with you some different changes that I've made to my Instagram strategy over the last 3 years while I've been off YouTube. So obviously before, I've shared a lot about Instagram and tips and things that have been working, but I thought it would be fun to just kind of update you on my current strategy, what I've been doing, what's been really working, and also just kind of share with you some changes that you might have seen, or maybe you have noticed or didn't notice. So yeah, let's head down to the salon and we could chat there. Made it down to the salon, and of course today's like a good hair day where I'm like, my color doesn't look that bad. Like, do I really need to get it done? But yes, I do. You can see my roots need to get done a little bit. They're a little grown out, and I like hate when I have red hair and I can see my blonde roots peeking through, but honestly, like the rest of my color isn't so bad. So I'm gonna definitely touch up the roots. We'll probably do like a little glaze on the ends. So let's go mix up, and then you and I can sit down and chat about Instagram. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and mix up my color, which is Goldwell Color-On's 6 kg, 7 kg equal parts with the regular developer. And then on my ends, I actually do a little formula from Shades EQ, but we'll mix up my roots and apply that because it might take me a little bit of time. Okay, I think I set everything up. Should be okay. I grabbed a Primar backwards bib to cover my legs because God knows I will probably get color on me. I've actually never touched up my color, this kind of color, in the salon, but I figured it'd be easier to do it than at home. So that's harder. I didn't think about this ahead of time, but I definitely should have put contacts in because I always forget that I have my glasses on and I can't see far away, so that's always fun. Okay, so now that I have a couple sections under my belt, I'm getting used to the feeling of putting color on. Let's chat about Instagram. So obviously if you watched my comeback video that I posted a couple weeks ago, you will know that I've been off YouTube for almost 3 years. I left at the kind of around August 2021. I think my last video was around there. And it's now currently June 2024. So, you know, as you can imagine, and I'm sure as you know, Instagram has changed a lot in those 3 years. And so not that my old Instagram videos are null and void and the strategies don't work. In fact, a lot of the strategies I teach are strategies that work kind of for the long run because they're more about marketing and, you know, just like traditional marketing techniques, copywriting, aka caption writing, things like that. But of course, you know, with Instagram and its ever-changing algorithm, and it's, you know, it's a platform that wants to keep up with other social media platforms like TikTok and such. We'll come back to this area around my glasses because I can't take them off. Anyways, Obviously, Instagram wants to stay up with the trends of the other social media platforms like TikTok, at the time, Snapchat, it even tried to come after YouTube with things like IGTV, which kind of didn't really work out so well. We'll see if long form content really ever works on Instagram. I know that they're trying to get that to happen. Anyways, I digress. But, obviously Instagram strategies have changed. So my strategies have changed, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of walk you through some things that I've been doing lately that have been working. And the cool thing is, not only have these strategies been working for me, but they've also been working for students and members and audience members that I have as well. So stylists like you, salons like you that have anywhere from, 200 followers to 1,000 followers, upwards to 40,000 followers. So no matter where you kind of fall in line, these strategies will work for really any size account. So one of the big differences that I have changed up in my Instagram strategy is that I am not posting every day. Back when I kind of left YouTube, I was posting on Instagram pretty much every day on my feed, and on my Instagram stories, I was posting every day. I did not let that little pink circle go away. It was always active. I didn't let my stories go away. I didn't let them die or, expire. I wanted to make sure that they were always active. And to be honest, one of the reasons why I left YouTube was because I had a lot of stuff going on just in personal life, and I thought that I had kind of gotten over burnout of 2020 into 2021, but in reality, I hadn't. And I was still pretty burnt out when it came to creating content. I was doing a weekly newsletter and a weekly YouTube video, and just those two things alone are a lot, on top of posting on Instagram every day and keeping up with my stories every day. That's a lot of content. And even at the time, had a team, had help, but still was just a lot of content. So I was posting every day, and at the time that was kind of something that the algorithm wanted. But over the years, I have slowly started posting less. And I will say that it has been strategic. And it's also been out of necessity. I haven't wanted to post every day. I haven't felt the need to have to post this kind of content every day. So that has been something that I have changed, and it's helped me so much. So one of the strategies that I've recently been implementing when it comes to Instagram stories is, instead of posting on my stories and keeping them always active, I actually let my stories expire now. And that is something that has really been working. And in fact, a strategy that I kind of stumbled upon the last couple months, in fact, I'd say probably the last 3 months, has been what I like to call one slide Instagram story. So the way that this works is basically I will post just a photo on my Instagram story with a little bit of text, and that's it. And I let that stay up for 24 hours, and that's the only thing I post. I don't do any reposts, I don't do any videos, I don't do any other slides or any other stories. I let that stay up for 24 hours, and then I let it expire. And then I'll do it again. I'll do one photo with some text. Now, an example could be things that I'm up to for that day, or maybe some testimonials from my students or something like that. It could be a bunch of different things, but I will literally do that all the time. And I literally watched my story views 10x just from that story hack. So if your Instagram story views have been low, or you've been just feeling like, gosh, I'm just not getting that many views on my stories lately, try that. Try the one slide Instagram story hack. Again, just one slide, probably photo. I have been testing it out with video. It seems to work better with photo. Test it out with photo. See how that does. And again, leave it up for 24 hours, let it expire. And like I said, see how that does for you. All right, this part should be fun. Doing the back. Don't you love doing the back? How many of you do your own hair? I definitely am an advocate for getting your hair done by someone else and paying for an actual hair appointment. I actually have a whole YouTube video about this. I've talked about it on Instagram, but here we are. Sometimes you gotta get in there, you gotta do it yourself, you gotta get it done. This is gonna be really fun to film while I'm doing this. All right, let's keep a clean section, people. All right, so the next thing that I have also been doing in the last 2 years, 3 years, has been incorporating more Instagram Reels. Now, back in 2021, Instagram Reels were a thing, and I actually took a long time to really get on the Reels trend. I loved Reels. I thought that they were super fun, but at the time, I felt like they were a lot of work and, probably a little intimidated by, how much editing it required at the time. And Reels trends have changed and always evolved. At the time that when they first came out, it was things like lip syncing videos and all of that jazz. And for me, that just was like, I liked it, but it took still a lot of work to plan and find the trend and then find time to film it and edit it and, make sure that you're staying up to date with everything. So I kind of didn't do a lot of Reels. I still incorporated them, but I didn't do them a ton. And then around 2023, I actually started to play around with more Reels, and I found the strategy for Reels that I really love. And I like to call them B-roll Reels. Now, I'm not the first person to invent that term, so don't come at me in the comments. Definitely a lot of people have been using B-roll Reels, but basically a B-roll Reel is a video of you doing something. For instance, I could film a video on my phone of me doing my hair, a time lapse of me doing my hair, and that could be my video. Then what I would do is I would add text on top of that video and add in some sort of hook to get people hooked into the video. So here's an example of a B-roll video from my Instagram page, but these have been working really well. And the reason why I love doing these kinds of Reels is because I can film a lot of that B-roll footage ahead of time. So when I'm in the salon, working on a model, or just doing hair, or doing my own hair, or whatever, I can actually film these videos ahead of time. And then when I need to create a Reel, I just add the text right there on top of it to make it super simple. Okay, I'm gonna finish up this section and then I'll come back to you because this is getting a little complicated to talk, and I feel a little ridiculous. Do I look ridiculous? Probably. Yeah, we'll be back in a sec. Okay. Finished the back there. Had to tilt my head down. Figured that would not be conducive for filming a video. Now I gotta do the little front pieces, but I'm gonna put little, I don't know what these are called. I like to call them like glasses condoms. But they are amazing. If you have not used these for your clients yet, they're pretty incredible. You just literally slide on the glasses like this. It's so much better than foil. Like back in the day, I used to use foil and put it around my clients' glasses, but that would like pull the hair, especially if they had foils in their hair. It was like way too much. Now we've got these little guys. You can see all the cute faces that I make while I do my color. I think we got it. I think we did the hairline. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up in the comments if I did okay. We've all been there. Okay, we go mix up my ends and then we'll keep chatting. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up my ends here. I'm just gonna put it in a bowl just because I feel like that's probably the safer move than trying to do a bottle. And I just feel like I might not regret it as much, so. My ends formula is technically 8CR, but I don't have that in my cabinet right now. So I'm gonna mix up a little bit of 9CR, 3/4, 9CR, and 1/4, or like less than that of 6CR. And that'll get kind of somewhere around there. I'm not super like crazy with my formulas for my ends. As long as it's somewhere like a level 8, 7, lighter than my roots and bright, I'm usually pretty happy with it. So yeah, I just don't want it to go too dark. So we're gonna have the majority be 9CR, a little bit of 6CR, and it should work out. All right, we're we're all mixed up. We're back. I'm gonna wet down my hair a little bit and while I'm chatting with you. But obviously we've gone into one slide Instagram stories, B-roll reels. Those have been two like hacks that I've really been using. I wouldn't even call them hacks, I guess strategies that I've been using the last year or so. And they've both been really working. And like I said, those strategies haven't just been working for me, but they've also been working for stylists like you as well, which is really exciting because I know sometimes you might hear someone talk about a strategy that they're using, but they're an Instagram expert or, you know, they're somebody who teaches Instagram. And so obviously the strategies that work for them might not feel like they're going to work for you. So that's been something that's been really fun is these strategies have been working for people just like you too, not just for my account. So the third thing that has really been helping me, a big strategy that I have been using is planning out my content ahead of time. Now, this is something that I really implemented in the last 2 years where I plan my content out ahead of time. I batch my content. And the app that I've been using to do that is Planoly. So Planoly is an app that helps you schedule and plan your content. Now, the reason why I love Planoly so much is because it allows me to see visually what my feed might look like, and I have everything all right there ready to go. So I've been using Planoly for quite a while, and it's truly just my favorite scheduling app. And it has made me so much more consistent on Instagram, way more strategic with Instagram, and it actually helps me save so much time when it comes to using Instagram. So I'll do another video where I go more in depth about how I actually use Planoly to batch out my content. Obviously, I want to get on the computer or in the app and show you. But honestly, it's been such a game changer for me with my Instagram strategy, just making life so much easier. All right, let's go ahead and apply these ends. By the way, does anybody else have the spray bottle? It just continuously sprays until it like runs out. I don't even know if you can see that. It's still going. I'm like, what do I do with it? Okay, we'll just let it do its thing over there. So I would say the last big thing that I changed about my Instagram strategy in the last couple years has been just the need of it not to be perfect. So, you know, Instagram 2016, Instagram 2018, we really got into kind of like a lot of bloggers were on Instagram, and there was this feeling that your feed had to be perfect and you had to have the perfect cover photo and everything had to look and feel perfect. You know, everything had to be curated and the aesthetic and all of that. And I definitely fell into that trap because it kind of just was, again, another trend for Instagram. But I realized over the last couple years that that's not true. Everything doesn't need to be perfect. And in fact, I would even say now that people don't want to see perfect. Maybe you felt that where you followed somebody for a while and you're just like, gosh, I miss the authenticity of what their page was before. And now it just always feels curated or it feels like too perfect. So I think people are really craving that in the moment again, you know, not perfect, less curated, more fun. And a way that that has shown up for me has been even just through my Instagram stories. I used to think that they had to be curated and like great photos and amazing content. And like, that's not what Instagram stories was designed for. Instagram stories was designed for in the moment, off the cuff, super fun. People come there to be entertained, not to see this like curated thing. So I definitely have gotten less curated with my Instagram stories. Also with my reel cover photos. I used to have to like have the perfect feed and have it super curated. And now I don't even care. My reel covers are literally just a screenshot from the actual reel itself. And I like that. To me, it feels more genuine. It feels more authentic. And personally, if I go to somebody's Instagram feed and it's perfectly curated, I'm just not a fan. I feel like there's something that is missing there. I want to see them. So my advice to you would be if you're feeling like Instagram needs to be perfect and it's got to be curated, try putting in a little bit of non-perfection. And I know that that's probably challenging and it's hard at first. Trust me, I get it. I was there, but I want you to try it out and just see how it goes for a little while. See if you can try to do things not perfect and just show up and try to make Instagram easier for yourself. I will say, as I wrap up, one of the big things for me that I've learned over the last couple years, kind of, you know, being off of YouTube and also kind of stepping back a little bit from Instagram was that I didn't have to document and share every single moment of my life. I definitely used to share so much more of my life, which I think is fun, and I definitely think there is an audience for it. But for me, what I realized was I wasn't actually enjoying real life moments. You know, I would be on a vacation and I would be thinking about, okay, well, what photo do I need to get so that I can post on my stories and give a recap of the trip and where I stayed and make sure to link it and all of that kind of stuff. And after a while, it just becomes like you're not really enjoying the actual moment if you're having to always think about posting and work all the time. So I started to kind of, when I stepped away from YouTube, to also kind of pull back a little bit from sharing so much of my personal life and my everyday life on Instagram. And I have to say, it's been really nice. Now, of course, I do share things here and there. You know, sometimes I'll share candid stories or that I'm on a vacation and that I'm having fun or whatever, or a recap of my vacation. Maybe it's not like in the moment, it's a recap later. And I think that that's fine. And I think whatever feels right for you. But for me, it just was starting to feel like, gosh, I owe so much to my audience on Instagram. And I wasn't really in the moment with friends, family, and just other people in my life. So I decided to pull back, and it's been actually really life-giving for me. And it's been really nice to not share parts of my life, to have parts of my life that the internet doesn't know about. And yeah, there's actually a lot of things that have happened in my life in the last couple years, like a lot of major things that the internet has no clue about, and that's okay. So I think that there's part of it too when you're more of an educator or a content creator or getting into that, where sometimes you feel the need that you owe things to your audience, that you have to share about that, you have to tell them this thing or that thing. And in reality, that's just not the case. You can do whatever you want on your social media, and you don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe explanations, you don't owe reasons, you don't owe them that link to the Airbnb that you stayed at. If you don't want to, do what feels right for you. Yeah, your social media is your social media. So it's kind of a little soapbox that I just went on there, but it's been really helpful for me just to kind of change up my mindset around what I thought Instagram had to be and what my audience was owed. And it's been actually really great these last couple years, not sharing every single detail. So, okay, it's all on my arm right here. We're doing good, Jamie. We're doing good. So as I finish up this back section here, I thought it was just so fun to hang out and chat with you about Instagram. Like I said, a lot has changed in the last couple years, and that's been awesome. And it's just kind of fun to, you know, update you. I love seeing what people are doing behind the scenes, so I thought it would just be kind of fun. You get real behind the scenes. Who knows if you'll even continue to watch my YouTube videos after this, because you saw some really weird faces and you're probably judging how I'm doing my hair, but that's okay. Still appreciate you. So as I wrap up, kind of finishing up my hair here, I'd love to know from you if you have any questions about my current Instagram strategy, questions about your Instagram strategy. I definitely want to do a more in-depth video about Instagram and what's really working in 2024, and go even more in depth about the one-slide Instagram stories and B-roll reels. So if that would be helpful for you, let me know in the comments. And yeah, let me know what questions you have about Instagram. I think that it's really helpful for me to know where you need the most support, and so that I can create more content that will be helpful for you. All right, I'm gonna wrap up here, finish up this little section, and I realized no one's here to shampoo my hair out, so I'm gonna have to go home to shampoo this out. But I'll probably film the after tomorrow because I'm gonna go to bed after this. But yeah, thanks for hanging out in the salon with me and watching me do my hair. If this was fun, let me know. Yeah, I got color here. Oh, on my chin. I will say it is a heck of a lot easier to do it here in the salon because I can cover everything and wipe everything down versus my bathroom that has literally a white countertop. So I'm not complaining, just I think it's hilarious. Ready to go home like this. Oh yes. All right, time to head home. Good thing I'm driving in the dark so nobody sees this beautifulness. But I will rinse it out and I'll show you tomorrow. All right. Good morning. Here is my color. I rinsed it out, styled it up. As you can see, nice and bright and vibrant again. And it's so funny. I actually went somewhere last night and a couple people were already like, oh my gosh, I love your new color. And I'm like, it's the same as it's always been. It's just brighter. Anyways, gotta love being a redhead. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming along with me as I did my hair. And I hope that this video was helpful for you to kind of know what's going on behind the scenes of my Instagram. And I would love to know what Instagram questions you have. I plan on making a deep dive video on Instagram, so I'd love to hear what you're struggling with, what questions you might have, maybe strategies you're wondering, is this still working? Let me know in the comments below so that we can chat more and I can make a more in-depth video for you. As always, thanks for being here and I'll see you guys next time.